Okay, so I'm here at the Crawdaddy in Richmond with the David Sinclair 4. Good evening, guys.
Hi there.
Evening. So David, do you want to introduce the band?
It'd be my pleasure. On my left here at the end we've got the drummer from Weybridge, the Weybridge Whammer, Mr. Will Cohen. To my left here is the lead guitarist from Walton upon Thames, Mr. Geoff. And on my right, from near Milton Keynes, is bass player Derek White.
Great. Now, I'm guessing you've played here before, have you?
We have, yes. We've played here a few times.
Because it's quite a historical venue, isn't it, the Crawdaddy?
It is indeed, yeah. This is the very place that the Rolling Stones played at for every Sunday for about 5 months, I think, in 1963.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't know how much it's changed, but it was a long time ago, and it's still here, and they're still here, and we're still here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think quite a few acts, the likes of Elton John and people like that, I think, played here.
I believe so, yeah. The Yardbirds followed the Stones in here, and then there was a few bands like, they say Pink Floyd played here. But obviously in their very early stages.
Yes.
And Long John Baldry and Brian Auger and people of that sort, all that sort of scene.
Yes. Now it appears we might be in the canteen here, so perhaps some of those acts might have had something to eat.
Sausage roll. Yeah. The Cornish pasty, 4 pounds.
Yes.
Chips is great.
Yes. So what can the audience expect from your show tonight?
Bit of rock, bit of roll,
Bit of dancing with a bit of luck.
bit of blues, and if I may speak for a minute, a load of David's songs that he's written over the last, 15 years, something like that?
Yes.
And 6 albums, all original material basically.
Yes.
With the exception of a couple of Chuck Berry numbers we do, which we're gonna do for the because we know, you know, the Crawdaddy likes a bit of rock and roll, so we're going to do those tonight. A bit of blues, but we're not really a blues band, but we do a lot of blues influenced stuff.
Yes.
And it's you know, it's all that melange of influences and plenty of guitars, because that's what we got.
Yes.
Bit of harmony vocals, and you know, we'll see how it comes out.
Yes. That's great. Now, I believe you've just had a new record out recently.
We've got a track coming out this week, next week in fact, a week today, November 7th. It's a live version of a song from one of our previous records. It's called Life Gone Cold. We recorded it, we were playing a gig, this band, the exact band, was playing a gig at Sutton Club called the Sound Lounge in Sutton, South London. And they recorded the whole thing, the whole show live. We didn't even know they were doing it, and they came to us later and said, "Oh, we're putting together a compilation album, 10 tracks, the 10 best bands that have been here all year, and we'd like one of them to be you, one of the tracks to be yours," and that's what's coming out. So it's Life Gone Cold, and that's out next Friday.
Yes.
It's a great gig, great venue.
It was a good sound, wasn't it?
Yeah, excellent.
Probably there, maybe.
Yeah, see what the competition's like.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, what have you guys got coming up before Christmas then in terms of shows?
That's a good question. We've got Dusty's. We're playing up. That's a big favourite of ours.
Dusty's Blues Club.
Near Highwood.
Yeah.
Derek used to be the barman there.
About 40 years ago.
I always say when we go there, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Derek still lives pretty close to it, so that's the next thing.
That's the nearest gig for me.
Yeah, it's the main one on the horizon, Howard.
Okay.
Yeah. And Derek's got Derek's own band, Long Road Home. They've got their debut album is coming out.
Oh, yeah, on 31st of October.
Next week.
Okay.
So that's coming out, and you're doing a launch show.
And the launch at the Half Moon Pub on the 16th of November.
Okay. That's one to look out for, certainly.
Everybody's invited.
Right.
Even you boys.
Us? Yes. Oh well, come along, Derek. You know me.
As long as we don't have to pay. I think I can get us in. I think I can get us around about to.
Now, David, you mentioned earlier there's a link with the Yardbirds in the band.
That's right. Well, our harmonica player who has suddenly made himself absent is none other than Laurie Garman. He joins us. Although we are the David Sinclair 4, as you can see, we have we bring in reinforcements from time to time. Laurie Garman is a fantastic harmonica player, and he's going to be playing with us tonight.
Yes.
And yeah, he used to play with the Yardbirds, who were a fixture here for a while in the
Yes.
60s. I think Laurie played with them possibly after they played here, but Laurie did actually play here in the 60s with one of the bands he was in.
Right.
And he says he remembers it, but I'm not sure. He's made himself scarce right now. That's for sure.
He's a fantastic harmonica player. Howard.
Yes.
He's got the Chicago blues style down cold, and when he
right.
plays, it's just a treat to listen to.
Okay.
He's a real asset for the
Legendary
band.
status, I think.
Huh?
I think we can say legendary status.
Legendary
Yes.
status. He's got a tremendous sound. You know. Hopefully you'll hear it tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. Yes.
We're really pleased to play with Laurie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a few artists earlier. Who would you say are your main influences for the music in the band?
In this band, well, I guess right at the core of what we do is a sort of sense of what Chuck Berry used to do, which is a kind of literate rock and roll, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
It's rock and roll where the words count.
Okay.
Bit of a blues thing, but also a popular thing, I hope.
Yes.
And we do a couple of his songs. We do Let It Rock, and we do Bye Bye Johnny, and
Yes.
love Chuck Berry. So
Okay.
I guess he's a big influence.
Yes.
Also, personally, I've always loved the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
They're still going.
Yes.
So that's quite an inspiration.
Yes.
And I think Geoff would probably say Eric Clapton's probably quite a big influence on you. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
the early Eric Clapton is my touchstone. I
Okay.
love that stuff.
Yes.
Later on, I got into all kinds of guitar players. A big influence now is the guy from ZZ Top, Billy
Okay.
Gibbons.
Yes.
I think we all love ZZ Top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta love ZZ Top.
Yes. Yeah. Mick Taylor is another
I
one.
love those beats.
Yes.
I wouldn't want one myself.
It's hard work, high maintenance.
Yes. Now, would you call yourselves a blues band or a rock band, or are you kind of somewhere in the middle?
I think we're a rock and roll band.
Yes.
I don't know. We play a bit of blues. We play the blues circuit.
Yes.
We're happy to be blues band when people want us to be.
Yes.
The thing about it is, David, that we can fit into that blues mould
Yes.
when required, and it kind of fits our demographic as well. But
Okay.
we're not really a blues band, pure and simple,
Yes.
especially with David's writing. All
Yes.
the many influences he's got.
Yeah.
But we can play to that audience, so that's
Yes.
where that blues influence comes.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. Yes. And in terms of releasing new material, have you any plans for some new upcoming music? Or?
We've got a few things. We're at the demo stage. It's that
Okay.
in-betweener stage at the moment.
Yes.
So I think there's nothing pressing to report on that front. But
Yes.
there'll be some new stuff along.
We've got one new song that we're playing. Waiting.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be playing that tonight. David's been sending me demos that he's been doing of at least 2 or 3 other songs. So
Okay.
there is stuff in the pipeline.
Yes, it sounds good. In terms of plans for next year, have you any shows or festivals booked, or maybe you might be coming to Camden Town?
Well, we'd love to come and play in Camden Town, Howard. That would be our. We've played there before. We've been into the Dublin Castle a couple of times.
Yes.
That's always a good place.
Yeah.
And we played Dingwalls, which is obviously the kind of again a great place with a bit of history.
Yes.
I'd love to go and play the Electric Ballroom or something like that.
Yes,
Maybe
good.
if we could get a support with someone.
Yes.
We could do that one.
Yep.
And there's so. It's a rocking place, Camden. There's got more gigs per square mile than just about anywhere other part of London, I think.
Yes, yes.
We've
Some
always
great gigs in Camden.
we've always had a good time. We've always had a good time there. We played the Polyfest, the polystyrene
Oh yes.
tribute event,
Yes.
which was at the Dublin Castle. And
Yeah,
that was great. We
yeah.
played one of their songs
Yes.
about London, wasn't it?
Yeah,
London
yeah.
Town.
Ah,
or
yes.
something. It was a great song.
Something city.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the city. Oh, that's the jam, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, we hope to find you back in Camden Town at some point next year then.
Yeah,
Great.
Love it.
Great.
yeah. We'll see you then. We'll come and say hello. To be honest,
Okay.
the next show we got is at Dusty's Blues Bar in High Wycombe, which
Yep.
is a great favourite of ours.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll see how it's going. You know.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us tonight on Camden Town Radio.
Thanks, Alan.
We wish you the best with the show tonight. You're about to go on stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also the show next week and upcoming shows.
Thank you very much.
That's one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Great.
Thanks a lot. Hi there, this is the David Sinclair 4. We're on Camden Town Radio.
Keep rocking.